Welcome back to the doggone truth about rescue with Always and Forever. Today we have a brand new guest, never been on in all 5 seasons, and we are excited about it. Sai and I know her outside of Always and Forever as one of our football teammates last year with the Kansas City Glory. So, welcoming to the show, Megan McDonald, also known as Mac. And I'll start out by asking, what name do you go by at Always and Forever? Is it Megan or Mac?
It is Megan. It is funny. The teammates got confused. They showed up to volunteer, Ida and Tia, and they asked for Mac. And the staff members looked at them crazy and they were like, sorry, I think you're at the wrong place. And they were like, no, really, like short brown hair, like if this is the address she sent. And they said over the walkie, like, we have some people here to see Mac. And I was like, oh gosh. Yeah, that's me. Like, hold on, I'll meet you at the door.
Incredible. Well, thanks for spending your evening with us and coming on and chatting. I know we've been wanting to get you on here
Thanks for
all
having
of
me.
last season,
I
uh,
know. I
but
know.
we finally landed you. So, questions that we want to know that we've never discussed personally. One, how did you find Always and Forever?
Okay.
And two, I guess to introduce yourself to the audience, what your current role is and how
Okay.
you kind of like got into that position.
Okay.
Let's get to know Mac, Megan.
Whatever you want to call me. Um, yeah, I guess we could start at the beginning. I was actually just scrolling on Indeed, actually, and at my last job, I was kind of fed up with the whole like feeling of it was always profits over people and just like knowing that I really wanted to always work with animals. And I did have a part-time gig with horses, like mucking horse stalls. So I knew after that that like animals were what I was going to do. And I happened to be laying in bed one day and I saw the application for the gray barn. And this is something that we figured out later on was a little mess up in the application was Jen realized that we were all a little bit crazy because in the application itself, it says, are you comfortable being alone with 18 dogs in a barn?
What?
And all of us were like, yeah, like that's great. That's fine. We'll do that. And in my head, I was like, that sounds a little worrisome, 18 dogs by yourself, but there's been great.
Especially not knowing the structure or
No,
setup
literally, I
of
was
do I
just
just in
like,
a room
yeah,
with 18
sounds
free
good.
roaming dogs?
Yeah. But then I had like followed us actually for a little while. I had seen a video pop up. So I had kind of heard about us. And so I just kind of did a deep dive on everything and like read all through our website and like through our page and all about Jen. Um, and the application was for the Gray Barn, and I have a selective slash reactive dog myself. And that just kind of really spoke to me was to work with the ones that really struggled. Um, because my own dog has those struggles and like to see like he is such an amazing dog and know that like I can help other people see that these other reactive dogs are just as good of a dog as any other dog. They just need extra help
Mhm.
and like structure and routine. And so I applied and I actually didn't think that I was going to get called back as quickly or didn't really know at all because I didn't have much animal experience other than with horses. But I talked with Beth and did a little phone interview, and then I came to the Gray Barn and interviewed, and we started from there as a barn staff member. And after a couple of months, I think it was, we didn't have a manager at the Gray Barn at the time, and so me and another coworker were promoted to co-leads because we did work well in the barn, and we kind of helped get us going somewhere. And then a couple months after that, I actually ended up being offered the management position. And I was like, I didn't know that I was going to get into this to lead the people. I got into it for the dogs, but I very much so am an advocate for my staff members and the dogs. So I took it head on and said, well, oh, just hit my knee. Um, but just took it head on and was like, well, we'll see where things go. I love what we're doing, and the Gray Barn was an experience in itself in the building. But now my current role is I'm still a bar manager. I feel like that is great in itself. Um, I feel like the role itself has also evolved a lot when me and Kaylee had taken over the lead positions. We didn't have a lead in any of the barns. So that was kind of something we had to figure out what a lead was going to do and like help with. And then we kind of had to figure out because Michaela over at the Red Barn had kind of been a trainer and a manager. So we kind of had to figure out as a whole, like, what are the managers' like prime responsibilities? What are like we needing to do to help with, or like what can we do?
Hmm.
Um, a lot of it at the Great Barn was like a lot of just learning kind of how I could best help the staff and the dogs at the same time. So that's kind of what I do still at Oz. We kind of take care of pretty much anything. Over at Oz, there's not too much that I need to be a handyman for, though, comparatively. Over at the Gray Barn, I was using the drill and the hammer quite often.
Can you talk about, we had Jenna on the last episode and kind of briefed over the transition from Little Gray Barn down to Oz, but how does that impact you directly?
Um, so we up and moved every single dog from the Gray Barn over to our Oz location. And every single one of them are in a little lighthouse. And now it is the staff stuck through it with us, and they all committed to driving out to Osawatomie every time for their shift. So, and all of them are full time employees. So they really do love what they do, and that's very apparent that they stuck with us through it and said, like, you know what, we'll make sure we can get out there for the dogs because the plan is to transition back next year over into Homestead East. But until then, now we're just kind of doing the daily commute, and it could be definitely worse. It's a lot of highway driving, so it's not too bad. City driving would be so much worse.
It's true. I think it's such a testament, though, to Always and Forever and the mission and just the organization in itself that you're willing to wake up at 5:30, you've said previously, and
Yeah,
drive.
or I
You're
leave.
driving at least over 2 hours a day.
Yeah, yeah. My commute and the rest of the staff is around an hour to an hour and 15, depending. And so I can't attribute enough to like their dedication to it. I mean, I feel like it is hard pressed to find staff members who are willing to drive 30 minutes, let alone willing to drive for them to drive an hour plus, and kind of not something that they particularly signed up for. A lot of them um, were with us for quite some time, other than Ashley, one of our newest people that was at the Gray Barn.
Mhm.
But we've had car troubles, inclement weather, or inclement, wow. Um, and just a lot of things happened, but we still made it work. Just like making sure that staff members got rides and had a place to stay. And I actually stayed overnight at Oz the other night because we had that little snowstorm. I got to stay with Millie, so that was actually great. I stayed with her at the Gray Barn once before too, because we had some bad weather over in KC. But it's been eventful. Honestly, I don't mind the drive too much. It's kind of nice to have that hour to wake up on your drive there and just kind of listen to music and plan for the day what I need to do or we should do. So it hasn't been too bad by any means.
Well, you're appreciated.
Well, thank you. Thank
It
you.
is. It's a big commitment. It adds your time is the most valuable thing, as we all hear and know. And so for you to be able to put in the extra time to get down there to even get to your job.
No, I tell them every day, if that's what's got to be done for like everybody in the dogs, like it's what's got to be done. Like I would do it every day if I had to.
One of our top questions we ask staff members when they come on. Have you ended up with any animals from Always and Forever?
So far, only one, and I feel like that is a good record to have, considering I am, um, gosh, this coming year I started in 2023, so yeah, we're a little over 2 years in.
Okay.
Um,
Too.
and I have, surprisingly, coming from somebody who was a dog person, I ended up with a cat. His
Do
name,
tell.
his name is James Bond. We kept his name from whoever named him in our organization. But at the Great Barn, we had only dogs until we decided to start implementing having cats over there. So we put together a whole cat room. We called it the cat cave. It had all these shelves and different things. So we started actually really getting multiple litters of kittens in. And we just happened to get this one litter in, and immediately, James had found a potential adopter. And so we thought, okay, he's good. Well, then his siblings kind of started to show up sick. And sadly, they all ended up passing, but um, they all tested positive for FELV. So we had to bring him back to the shelter because they can potentially shed the virus at a very young age, but the chance is very low. Um, but they said that it was kind of up in the air when or if he would get sick.
Mm.
So when we brought him back, we had to quarantine him in a little steel gray kennel. Um, and going in there every day and like kind of checking on him and making sure it was food and water, and I just fell in love with him. And in my head, I just kept thinking, like, if he only has a small time to live, what kind of life is it to live in a kennel and to possibly die in the kennel? Like, that just did not sit right with me. And I texted my partner a couple of pictures of him, and I was like, hey, so do you think we could just keep him temporarily? Because we don't have any cats at home and he can't pass it on to anybody but other cats. And so we took him home and we're kind of awaiting for his test results or his test date to come up. And so we took him on a little trip down to Branson with us and like kind of carried him everywhere we went through the house, and we just absolutely fell in love with him. And we took him to retest, and he tested positive again, but still was completely asymptomatic. So they told us he may develop some sickness later in life. He may never, and it may just be within his body. So he is now with us. He's running around here somewhere. He kind of terrorizes Peppa, our dog, and the house. He loves plants, which is great. You'll see I've got some, but he tears those up, and that's his favorite. Those and springs. But
Did you think you would ever be a cat person before working at Always and Forever?
um, it's hard to say. I had some cats growing up. Not my particular cats, but like my grandmother's cats, and I did love them, but I feel like cats choose their people, and they didn't pick me. So in my mind, I was like, they're cute and they're cuddly, but like they don't really want to love on me. And James, actually, I don't know if I've made this a habit, but he likes to be held,
Hmm.
and he really likes water. That's one thing we found out. He likes to stick his head in the sink and try to get in the shower. We don't know where any of this came from because Peppa the dog is scared of water. So he's got dog tendencies from who knows where.
I often wonder because when Cy and I worked at the Little Gray Barn, cats were not there yet, nor puppies.
Mm-hmm.
So, Megan, you've really been there for the whole transition and
Oh, yeah. We
inclusion
had
of kittens and puppies.
9 puppies in one litter through there. We had, yeah, we built the whole cat room and had multiple kitten litters. It was fun though. I mean, in all honesty, to because at the Gray Barn when I first started, we went 10 whole months with no adoptions, no interest, nothing.
How do you mentally handle that?
Not well, as somebody who just like genuinely like loves those dogs like my own, like they're my kids. I don't have kids, but those are my children. And it was so hard because like dogs like Edison, where you really get a relationship with them and you see like the potential and knowing that like a lot of people just refuse to take the time, or maybe they're not refusing but they don't have the time or the patience or like the resources or skills to work
Mm.
with a case like Eddie, but someone out there does. And I think that's really what hurt so much for them was someone does and somebody will step up. You've just got to find the right spot, the right person. And it went quick once we started to get a flow on it. And Edison now is very happily living with a family up in Minnesota, Michigan. Michigan.
Yeah.
Um, and he is living his best life. He looks good. He even runs the fence with another dog, which no one ever thought he would do.
Wow.
Um, Same with a lot of them. That,
I'm gonna flip the script on
yeah,
you
go for it.
because you mentioned that your dog is selective.
Yes.
How did you decide before even working at Always and Forever that you were ready to take on a selective dog?
Um, so it was interesting in my situation with him. Um, he wasn't selective off the bat.
Mm.
I got him when he was younger, from my parents, and we actually were in a pretty severe dog fight together with another dog that was happened to be in a yard we didn't know was there. And so from that point on, he was pretty standoffish of other dogs, and it was a big learning curve of we now had like a new kind of like trust in our relationship, me and him, but it was also having to learn what could trigger him to do or like act certain ways. Like it, I don't know if I'd per se I was ready in any way, but I just knew that something inside of me was like, I might not know how to do it, but I will learn. Like I love to learn like the whys of things.
Mm.
And I really love like the behavioral side of dogs, like because a lot of people humanize them and do forget that they are animals,
Yeah.
but they do have a lot of like personality and a lot of things like PTSD and anxiety and trauma themselves. And a lot of that is brought out within a shelter environment. So when you don't let them be in a place that they can decompress, you're never going to get to see that side of them. And I think that was what was so hard with that long time not having any adoptions is you see it because you're there with them every single day. You get to experience that, but you bring a new person in, they don't know that. So it was definitely, it's been a thing. It has been a thing.
Outside of Edison, who has been your favorite storyline that you've gotten to be a part of?
Oh, how do you make me pick a favorite? There's so
You wanted
many.
to. I mean,
Oh,
if you want to think about it, I will throw in this talking about the
um,
behavior things quick. There's
I
a
Shep.
Go
If
ahead.
if off the top of my head, Shep really got to me because, and we just actually sent him off to training.
Okay.
Um, Shep and I'd say Sallie Mae are my top two
Can we
because
have a moment for Sallie Mae?
yes, I, you know that the family that came and adopted her, they were not intentionally coming in to look at her.
I did not know this background story.
Yeah, they came and were interested in, I think it was Oshi, and Sallie Mae actually had walked through the front door while they were in the lobby. And they were like, oh my gosh, who is that? And she kind of like crawled right up on the couch with them. And we all kind of like me and Bailey kind of looked at each other and we were like, wait a minute. Like she's really weird with strangers. So like to see her kind of crawl up like that um was so good. I mean, and she just kind of slowly melted the husband. Like they knew immediately. They pretty much said like we want to give her the best chance possible. We're having some construction done. We just moved over here. Um, but like we want her. And so they ended up getting her. And the husband even like went as far as to shave his beard because she was getting nervous around him with the beard. It took her a couple of weeks actually to even let staff like reach out and pet her after she was dumped in the blizzard. She was that scared of people. So to have her be one of those that she has a TikTok page, if you've seen it.
I have not. This is news to me.
Yes, Sally Mae the
So,
pig, I think it is.
Scott, did you know about this?
no, but what happened to Sallie Mae?
Well, one, I need to clarify my reaction at first. I was, for the moment, original. I was thinking Sally Sue,
Oh, well, okay, that
who
as
recently
of
just
yesterday
passed.
is, yeah,
Yes.
Ooh,
yes.
okay, got it. So
So
Sallie Mae is still around.
Yeah,
Sally
Sally
Mae is
Mae,
still
Sally
around.
Mae.
I, in my mind, was thinking of Sally Sue,
Mhm.
whose news was just
I
posted.
never got to meet Sally Sue, sadly, but I
Yeah.
got to meet Sally Sledos. Her mom has been one of our biggest supporters,
Yeah.
and she would send like just little gifts for Joy
Oh,
and Duke and stuff at the Gray Barn. Like she would specifically write out the package was for Joy and like wrap them up and everything. Like it was the cutest thing. I loved
but
her.
Sally Mae was the one that was lost last year during the negative temperatures
Yeah,
where
somebody dumped her.
dumped her and we had the search out looking for her.
Mhm.
It was like
3 days
negative 20
with
degrees.
Casey Trappers.
Yep. Okay. So
Um,
did this family finally take her?
mhm. They took her. She is adopted. She is healthy. They just had their first vet visit. And she's doing good. She's gained weight. She is like warming up to people. She's got a big old house to live in. They take her everywhere. Like she's doing great. And Shep is just, he reminded me of Edison,
Mhm.
knowing that like it was everybody, the best way to describe Shep is like he was just a weird guy. I he just was weird socially. It seemed like he had some not he didn't read social cues from anybody correctly, but he also didn't give them very correctly. But
Fair.
he was one that I really developed a relationship with similarly to Edison. And we did the pontoon boat outings. And I was something in me, I was like, nobody else, I don't know if anyone else is going to be wanting to take Shep or if like he would ever get this opportunity again because I knew that I had a good enough relationship with him that I trusted him to just ride with me for an hour over to the marina. And when we got there, it was like he had been there. He was running, like tail wagging, and usually he's a little weird with strangers. He did not care about anybody that was there. He ran right by people. Um, like practically led me to the boat, which I felt was very odd. But he ran straight to the boat, and you'd think that he would be a little hesitant to jump on. Nope, he jumped right on the boat. He, it was the weirdest thing. It was like he had done it a million times before. We didn't even have to throw toys off the boat. He would just jump off the boat into the water. There was a couple times we ran out of gas. Well, okay, we only ran out of gas once, let me clarify. But there was a couple times where we were trying to kind of get the boat going somewhere, and Shep would just jump off the side and kind of like, mind you, we were in the Sea-Doo boat, so there's no propellers, so don't worry, he was fully
Mhm.
safe. But and he was on a long line, but he would just kind of jump off and go out and go swimming, go in a big circle, and then he would like swim right back on up and like let me pull him up into the boat and let us drive somewhere else. He didn't fall or anything, like he leaned with the boat.
He
And
was a boat dog.
yes, he I was like, "You're a lake dog." Okay, good to know. But he just went to training down in Texas.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
How long is he going to be down there for? Do you know?
I don't know if there's a specific amount of time.
Okay.
I think it's the same place we sent Divinity to. And so they did great work with Divinity, and Shep just needs some help. He was starting to struggle at Oz
Mm.
with, I think, new, he doesn't do well with like change and like new people. So big change, a lot of people going in and out, whether
Yeah.
all like the fencing and the AC units and stuff like that. Um, so just to help him kind of have a better chance at finding a successful home and like being able to promote him to people, it just gives him such a better shot. So I hope he's doing well. I
Oh,
miss him already. I think about him every day. I actually have Edison's paw print on my nightstand, and Edison is actually on my Apple Watch. So you might as well.
is it crazy to ever think of this all just came from you randomly searching on Indeed?
Yes, I think about that often. Very, very often because genuinely what we are like doing and what everything that has been built as always and forever is as a kid what I literally said I dreamt of doing. Like genuinely I just said I wanted land and I wanted to save all the dogs. That was the only thing when anybody had to ask me what I wanted to do when I was older, that's all I had to say. And I never knew how to like describe to people how to do that
Hmm.
or the process in which I was gonna make that happen. But I feel like I don't know. It just I don't want to say like fell in my lap, but just the timing for everything was impeccable. Like it couldn't have happened for me to find that application at a better time because I was ready to leave that other job and
It
it
can
just
turn out better than you've ever
yeah,
expected.
I was
Which
gonna
leads
say
me to my next question that we
yeah.
ask people, because Jen always talks about this when she's on, of the what if we actually won the lottery? If you won the lottery, what would be the first thing you did for Always and Forever?
I'm making Homestead East happen now. I mean, I that's the only thing I can really think to do. I would genuinely get all the tiny homes, get our vet center working. Um, I really would love to be able to be out there all the time.
Hmm.
So I'd use some money, put a little house out there if Jen will let me, and just take care of everybody. Um, and then I'd probably get us a couple of fun toys out there, maybe some ATVs for the staff or
I think you'd be
some
able to
fun
afford them with
times. Yeah,
the
I
lottery.
think just a
I could
couple.
also just see you living out there in a little, like, Jen, I got it up here. You stay
I
with
yeah, I
me.
got
You're
it. Don't you
good.
worry. I would gladly take care of it. No, but that really would be ideally like my dream if I won the lottery would be to make it happen because then we could focus on something else. We don't have to worry about building, like getting all the little things. Like I don't want us. I want us to get to a point where like we don't have to worry about all of the medical bills and
Hmm.
all of the just like little tiny minute things, which I think we're always going to do. I think as a nonprofit, that's kind of fundamentally built in is like trying to be the most like cost saving and efficient as possible. But I think that I do think like I pride myself a lot on the way that we care for our staff. Like I think that like the wage everyday staff gets is for a rescue, like for a nonprofit, is great. And I think that donors should be able to see like, look, this is where all of these like funds are for. Like this
Hmm.
is what it's all going to, and like get to like be a part of kind of it. So I love that like transparency that we also have is like, look, these are the medical bills, like these are all of the cases that we're going through, and like to be able to take the hardest of the medical cases or like the hardest of the behavioral cases and like be able to do something with them. Because there's a lot that $1 million could do, or millions of dollars. I
Well,
mean, $1 million got us Homestead East. Oh, I'm sorry, 1.2.
we
That's
like to talk about it on every episode because you never know
I,
who's listening.
dude, I will never forget the seeing that listing say 1.2, and I was like, something in my gut is telling me that like it's just gonna happen. I don't know how, but it's just we'll get it. And when Jen said that somebody stepped up and donated, I mean,
Baby
I kind of
step.
think it just leaves you speechless. I mean, I like I've always said, like to be that generous to be able to give that type of money away. I don't know. That just
Wow.
yeah, I don't have anything
The
else to say
limit does not
about it.
exist. Like there is
No.
money out there. It's just to be found and
Yeah.
sourced and allocated appropriately.
Yes.
So I hear you. Well, we don't have to keep yapping all night. We have one more main question that Sai always asks.
Bring it on, Sai.
Is there one dog or cat? We're doing cats now too, Sheila, right?
Yes,
That you would
we're
like
all inclusive.
that you would like to promote on our cover for our podcast.
It's your
We need
cover
a
dog.
dog or cat cover.
I've got the top three in my head. It's so hard to pick between because the top three that I'm thinking of are Millie, Eclipse, or Pritchett.
Uh-huh. Has Millie, I
Because
think Millie might have been on before.
probably she's been with us for 5 years.
I know she was there when we were there.
I know.
We could circle Millie back. Okay,
Or
Millie,
Eclipse
Bridget,
has been,
Eclipse.
we've been trying to really promote Eclipse too because
Okay.
Wait,
she,
was the eclipse with someone else? It was it was the eclipse always a dog by himself? There's two. No.
yes,
Was
technically she was in a dog fight. The
no, I'm saying like
friend.
there's
You mean Cranberry?
no. Never mind. It'll come to me after.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's okay.
Message us.
We could do Cranberry though. I think she's still looking for
Tell
um
us about Cranberry.
a Cranberry. Oh, I love Cranberry. I haven't seen her
You know
since
what?
she was
Holiday
born.
season, cranberry sauce. Let's do it.
Yeah. Or we have we did just get one peppermint
Oh, yeah, I did see
out
peppermint.
at Oz. Her stray hole just came up. So she's sweet, sweetheart.
You got to pick one.
You know, let's go with Pritchie. Let's go with Pritchett.
Don't pitch it.
His big old head do well on a cover. His big
We
green
got it.
eyes. I love him.
He, he'll be your cover guy. Speaking about holidays, as we wrap up, anything people need to know, ways to volunteer, donate, immediate needs.
We have an open house on December 20th
Okay.
over at
At
Oz.
odds. Okay.
Yes. people want to come out, we're doing a little Christmas party. And on actually, you know what? I would say maybe make it Eclipse because her birthday is December 14th. We are having
Right?
a birthday party
Going
for
Eclipse.
Miss Eclipse
Okay.
on December 14th. We've got quite a few things going on, but as far as volunteering, yeah, we are. I always tell people we are open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. every single day. So if you find some time, or even if it's something as little as picking up a bag of laundry and taking it home and then dropping it back off at one of the barns, um,
Mm,
pup dates are always helpful to get them away from the shelter. The lighthouses are wonderful, but to be able to get them kind of off the property, and a lot of them really, really love car rides. So they love that. But we love to have people out and just see the lighthouses. We've had some people drop by that they said they hadn't been out in quite some time. And so they came out and saw the lighthouses, and they want to bring like family and stuff out to see it because it's all decorated in Christmas decorations right now.
mm.
So definitely please do come out and see it. Donations, blankets, towels, those are always needed. We go through them real quickly. Stuff like Odoban, like cleaners, hand sanitizer, because you know it's cold and flu season. Staff are always touching everything in between the lighthouses and trying to keep everybody healthy. We've gotten some sickness. Um, Christmas toys. If you want to send them any Christmas toys, we'd love to do a little video of just everybody getting their own little Christmas toy.
Ah. Are you guys doing Christmas cards this year?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
We are doing our Christmas card fundraiser. We have a match going on through December as well.
Okay.
But we are doing our Christmas card fundraiser. All of them will be sent to the Little Red Barn.
Okay.
Um, so that address is, I think, posted everywhere. It's on our
We can
website.
add it in the description. We're good.
Yeah. But other than that, yes, please send out the Christmas cards. We'd love
Wo-
to have Millie or somebody, a long-term resident, win, and maybe they can get some traction and get them adopted.
Love. Well, Megan slash Mac, thank you for finally coming on and spending time with us and sharing
Of
your
course. Sorry it took
journey
me
and
so long.
experience. I think it's really
I
important.
probably rambled a bunch.
No, I think it's really important for you do your socials of like very quick interactions with the dogs and cats, but I think it's important for followers to actually get to know and understand the people that are doing the work. So
Yeah. No,
now
that's
they have a little bit of glimpse of who
a little
you
bit of an
are
insight to
as a
me.
person. So appreciate you.
Of course, of course. Thank you guys for having me on.
Of course. Sai, you know what to do. You're muted.
I was into it too. As always, it's never too late for happily ever after.